thepascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. And good evening. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. I missed you guys. Took a couple days off. Much needed. Okay. But hopefully you guys are all doing well out there. Hope you guys are finding this show and it's keeping you in good spirits, because another day above the doggone dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Okay. Plain and simple. All right. So hopefully you guys are all doing well out there. All right. Hopefully your Sunday and your Monday did everything it needed to be. And hopefully today you're starting off the day in the most positive and the best way you possibly can, because let's be real. The world has been absolutely insane as of late. Okay. And I think we can all agree on that. So just so you guys know, there's a few things that we're going to be talking about before we get into the main event, the main conversation. There's going to be kind of a mixture of different things going on. Clearly, we are going to be going into the main topic today. Wherever you see this show up above, it's in the title above or down below, wherever you're seeing this show right here, because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on over the past 48 hours. Okay, don't worry. There will be a special Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, Ryan Reynolds talk and show specifically revolving around all the allegations and all that in the very, very, very near future. But because there's so much going on, there's a website, etc. We're going to be talking about that on its own, okay? But there are a lot of other things revolving around the plane crash that happened in DC, to the Grammys, to all that other stuff. We definitely got to talk about a few of those big major events and major moments that happened over the past 48 hours, including this new lawsuit revolving around the diddler. So do me a favor, guys, before we get into everything, hit that like button down below, hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the Rumbles. Hit that reaction button. Also, don't forget to hit the follow button on those platforms, okay? That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right? Of course, do not forget to crush that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay? The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there. Second channel. Go check it out. A lot of things I'm talking about over there that I'm not talking about over here. Okay? I'm trying to cover as many bases as I can, if possible. All right? So make sure you do that. All right? Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, do not forget to check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. I'm sure you're going to find something that you're going to absolutely love over there. So make sure you check out my merch store, okay? And it's not the typical merch stuff. Yes, we have those things too, but we also do have a bunch of other things over there as well that I'm sure you're going to absolutely freaking love, okay? All right, guys, let's get into the conversation. All right, we got things to talk about. We got things going on. There's a lot of things that have happened. Like I said, over the past 48 hours, I missed you guys. Real talk. Missed y'all. Missed you guys. Really, really, I missed you guys. But hey, you know, sometimes you just need a couple days off just to recharge, get your life, get your energy back, and just not talk about the news for like a day or two, right? That's why weekends exist, right? And me, I don't take any days off, barely any days off. So definitely needed some time off. And I highly recommend you guys doing the same doggone thing when you get a chance. Take some time off, okay? Get that proper R&R when you can, all right? But first, we got to get into this thing, all right? We got to get into this update revolving around the crash that happened in DC. Remember, there was a Black Hawk helicopter that T-boned a American Airlines regional jet that was landing in the Reagan National Airport, okay, in DC. Of course, all lives were lost. 67 souls were lost in this crash. And there's been a lot of crazy stuff. Of course, there's been a lot of theories, conspiracy theories, a lot of people rocking the tinfoil hats, everybody going crazy about all this stuff. But at the same time, for me, I'm that strong believer of let's find out the truth. Let's find out what's really going on. But something happened yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I just want to make sure I had the right date. Something happened yesterday that I thought was very, very interesting and very telling, okay? And sad, to be really honest. Some employees were actually fired and also arrested for allegedly leaking the crash video that we've all seen, the new one, the cleaner version coming from the cameras, coming from the actual airport itself, where you can actually see the full collision in 4K. Okay, it's the cleanest shot that we have out here because let's be real, there have been a lot of people, okay? There have been a lot of people out here that have been speculating that, oh, it must have been a missile. It must have been something else. No. It was an actual helicopter. It was a Black Hawk helicopter that went right into this plane. Obviously, they have now identified the female pilot. Of course, there's been a lot of stuff going on revolving around that now, which has been even more heartbreaking because I feel like there's more people using that opportunity to just say, to echo what we heard during that press conference from President Trump, which is basically DEI. This is all DEI. See, it was a woman. Can't let a woman pilot an aircraft. It's been pretty crazy, to say the least. All right. And of course, all souls that were lost, devastating. Period, point blank. Absolutely devastating information. And may all of their souls rest in peace, regardless if they're man, woman, whatever their sexual orientation is, doesn't matter, right? What matters is finding out what happened, how this could have happened, and how we can prevent this from happening ever again. But back into this particular title here. What kind of person are you that you would go and get the footage and leak it out to the public? Now, the public's already seen a million different videos. We've already seen multiple angles of this crash. We've seen it. You'd think that some people would actually think more before they actually leak this information out. I'm just saying, I feel like this stuff would have eventually come out, but they shouldn't be taking liberties into taking this stuff out and blasting it all over the internet. There's already other footage out there. We already seen it, right? But it does give us a clear shot and a clearer explanation. It gives us more clarity on what actually happened here, right? And of course, it's like, who ran into who? Was it just a random boom? Was it just a random collision? Did they not see each other? So on and so forth. But for a fact they knew they saw each other. For a fact, at least the Black Hawk saw the doggone plane. So something is amiss, right? Something is going on here, right? Something is up. So let's take a look at this. It says airport workers fired for allegedly leaking crash video. All right. So 2 Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority workers were arrested after allegedly leaking surveillance video to the media showing last week's unthinkable mid-air collision, all right, of an American Airlines jet colliding with the military helicopter. Now, we already know it's kind of the other way around, right? It's the Black Hawk flying into the plane. It's T-boning the plane. We seen the video, right? So 21-year-old Mohammed, I don't even know how to say his last name, Bengu, okay, of Maryland, was arrested on the 31st of January and was charged with computer trespass. He was booked and released on his own recognizance, according to the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority spokesperson. Additionally, The spokesperson says following further police investigation, 45-year-old Jonathan Savoy of Maryland was also arrested and charged with computer trespass and released on a summons by the magistrate. According to ABC News, the leaked video in question was obtained exclusively by CNN. And of course, these are some of the faces of some of the victims that were lost, of course, during this horrible, devastating crash or collision, really. It's still not clear what caused this unthinkable event, okay, that happened last Thursday, which claimed the lives of 67 people. All 67 people, all their lives have been claimed in this devastating situation, okay? The Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board are still, of course, investigating. This is what we know so far, but again, you have a couple of these airport workers getting arrested for actually leaking this footage, because it's not their footage to leak in the first place. But I'm sure they got paid in some sort of way. Let's be real. Let's not forget, CNN was the actual company, okay, was the actual media. That says it right here. It was obtained exclusively by CNN. So CNN, I feel, has a lot of explaining to do, because if they were not supposed to have that kind of footage, what did they do to get that actual footage? You feel me? That's the thing I want to know. What happened here? How did they get a hold of these two individuals that basically downloaded the footage? How did they get a hold of CNN? Or how did CNN get a hold of them? Then also the other question is, how much did CNN pay for that footage, baby? That's what I'd like to do. That's what I'd like to know too. How much did they pay? I'm just curious. How much did they drop for that? Because you got to remember, CNN is also, speaking of the main title of today, CNN is the first outlet to expose Diddy as well. Now, maybe Diddy's watching this show. I'm not trying to give him no ideas, and I'm not trying to get his lawyer team ideas, okay, his team of esquires some ideas, but I'm kind of curious. CNN was the first to get their hands on it. And then they exposed Diddy. Same thing with this situation here too. So it does make you wonder, how much did they drop? Not only to get this exclusive footage, very clean, very, very obvious what's happening in the video, right? The cleanest version, the cleanest video that we have so far of this collision. How much did they pay those two individuals? Because clearly CNN isn't reaching out to those workers at random. Those workers were probably reaching out to them and saying, we got the footage. We got a better view of what actually happened here. You want it? It's going to cost you a couple $100,000 or something of that sort. Same thing with Diddy's situation. The hotel video where he's viciously attacking Cassie. It does make you wonder, how much were they paying, right? It's just something to think about, right? Something to think about indeed. But still, if they did something illegal, if they did something that they should not have done, these workers, then they're getting exactly what they deserve. Don't get me wrong. I think I am happy that I was able to see the footage, because it gives us more of an explanation of what happened. This Black Hawk helicopter T-boned that plane without question. T-boned that doggone plane. And I don't think that there's no debate on that. There is no debate on that. Now it's a matter of trying to figure out what actually happened here and why it happened the way it happened. Because again, you have a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of loved ones that are mourning right now, that are still wanting to know what is actually happening here and why it went down the way it went down. Now, really quick, I know this is a few days old, but I do want to mention this because I didn't get a chance to talk about this a few days ago. So we got to talk about this, okay? Remember, when they first initially named the names of these the pilots in this Black Hawk, they did not, I repeat, they did not mention the female pilot's name. Why did the Army initially refuse to do that? Well, we're going to talk about that in just a second because I got thoughts and ideas. All right. But real quick, she has been identified. I mean, if you've been sleeping under a rock, okay, you've been in a cave for the last 3-4 days. This is kind of old news, but I do want to mention this and bring this up really quick because I think this is absolutely important. And again, this is also another soldier that served our country. Let's not forget that. Regardless if she's female or male, white or black, or in their skin, Asian, it don't matter. All right. No matter what, this is a soldier that served our country. She should be respected just as much as any other soldier that was in that helicopter as well. But I think there's a reason why they refused to put out her name. And I think it's beyond the family, but it may be in unison with the family as well. Let's take a look at this. So the final member of the 3-person crew, which apparently in a Black Hawk, it's supposed to be at minimum four people in that plane or in that helicopter, but there were 3 on this plane, on this helicopter. And I'm still wondering why was there 3 and not 4? Okay. But we already know about this and the crash that happened with the American Airlines passenger jet, taking the lives of 67 people, right? She has now finally been identified as of the 1st of February. Okay. So Captain Rebecca Lobach, okay, the pilot of the helicopter. So she literally was in control of this helicopter, was identified by U.S. Army as the final member in the ill-fated crew. She was only 28 years old. And let's not forget, there's a lot of there were kids on that plane, by the way, kids that also lost their lives, figure skaters, etc. So while the Army initially declined to name her, at the behest of the family, they changed course Saturday when the family released their own statement about her demise. Now, they say, let's take a look at this. This is the first time I'm seeing this too, this statement here. Okay. But this is a statement from the Lobach family. Okay. So it says, we are devastated by the loss of our beloved Rebecca. She was a bright star in all of our lives. She was kind, generous, brilliant, funny, ambitious, and strong. No one dreamed bigger or worked harder to achieve her goals. Rebecca began her career in the U.S. Army as a distinguished military graduate in ROTC at the University of North Carolina. And she was the top 20% of cadets nationwide. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's big deals, but that's a big deal. All right. She achieved the rank of captain, having twice served as a platoon leader and as a company executive officer in the 12th Aviation Battalion, Davison Army Airfield, Fort Belvoir, Virginia, with more than 450 hours of flight time. She earned certification as a pilot in command after extensive testing by the most senior and experienced pilots in her battalion. There's a reason why they're putting out all of this information. There's a reason why they put all that out. If you don't get what I'm saying already, what I'm leading to, when I'm starting to, this is foreshadowing. This is English class. This is freshman year English class. Okay, foreshadowing, guys. All right. There's a reason why they wrote all of that stuff out. So moving on, Rebecca was a warrior that would not hesitate to defend her country in battle. but she was as graceful as she was fierce. In addition to her duties as an Army aviator, Rebecca was honored to serve as White House military social aide, volunteering to support the president and first lady in hosting countless White House events, including ceremonies awarding the Medal of Honor and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Now, I think Rebecca cared about people, and she extended to individuals the same fearless defense she gave to this nation. She was proud of the difference she made as a certified SHSA response and prevention. Okay, so SHARP, I guess is the acronym: sexual harassment, assault, response, and prevention. That's what it is, the acronym, okay? Victim advocate, and hoped to continue her education so she could serve this country as a physician when her time with the Army ended. She once said, "My experiences with SHARP have reinforced my resolve to serve others with compassion, understanding, and the resources necessary for healing." Rebecca was many things. She was a daughter, sister, partner, and friend. She was a servant, a caregiver, an advocate. Most of all, she loved, and she was loved. Her life was short, but she made a difference in the lives of all who knew her. Our hearts break for the other families who have lost loved ones in this national tragedy, and we mourn with them. We request that you please respect our privacy as we grieve this devastating loss. Now, again, there's a reason, and of course, may she rest in peace. And she put, just like the other two pilots, okay, the co-pilots that were on the plane or on the helicopter, they sacrificed their lives to serve and protect this country. And this woman, this soldier right here, Rebecca, should get the same amount of respect as anybody else. But there's a reason why I think that the family and, of course, the Army were hesitant to put out this information. Why? Well, we just did have a press conference that was sad, to say the least. And I think the majority of us can agree on that press conference did no good. It made things a bit more messy, rather than respecting the people that lost their lives and at least acknowledging the souls that were lost in this horrible, unthinkable thing that happened. We're talking about DEI. And instead of us actually getting full transparency on who is involved, who was in what plane, who was in what aircraft, etc., we're getting the family scared to let the public know who their loved one was that was in the aircraft as well, solely because of their gender. I don't think you guys understand how bad that was, how messy that was, how wrong that was, to the point where the family is so scared for it to come out that they don't say anything because they're fearful of the backlash that she might get solely because she is female. Or female and maybe part of the LGBTQ plus community. God only knows. Like I said, I don't know her personally. I don't know her background. I don't know her story. What I give a damn about is how she was as a soldier, how she was serving our country, or what is the reason? What happened here? Why did this woman and this soldier and her other soldiers, her co-pilots, lose their life in this way? Why did 67 people lose their lives in this specific fashion? That, I repeat, that is the part that matters the most. Is it protocol? Is it mental health? Is it an electrical, mechanical malfunction that happened on either plane or helicopter? Those things are what matter the most. Not because she happens to be female. That's what matters the most. But of course, that's the narrative that gets thrown out here for everyone to see. And then guess what? People go ham, trying to find every excuse, trying to find anything under the sun to show or to meet with the narrative that has been said on a very powerful platform, on a very powerful microphone, and voiced by a very powerful person, instead of actually getting down to the nitty-gritty of finding out exactly what happened and why these things happened the way they happened. What can we do to prevent them? And you got a family that was very hesitant to put her name out there because they were scared of the backlash, which is absolutely appalling to me. It's sad. But like I said, that statement that they made clearly is a statement for a very strong reason. Boom. That's a very, very strong reason why they put out their statement, because they're going, wait a second. Because before you all sit there and say, yep, see, don't let a woman fly an aircraft, before you start going after that, given the fact that she's female, and God knows what her orientation is, if you get what I'm saying, before you go all that way and try to destroy our loved one, our daughter's name, let me show you. Let me write out her resume really quick and show you how properly vetted this woman was before you start throwing out judgment. Before you start saying, oh, once again, another DEI hire. Now, even so, let me just say this. Let me just say this really quick. Even so, there are people out here that do believe that are happy with the DEI, like the destruction of it, the dismantle of it, the people that are going on that narrative, that political narrative of the DEI. Even y'all can sit there and say that approach was wrong. To say this accident happened because of DEI. I feel like a good majority of us have a heart. A good majority of us are good, independent thinking individuals that can look at this and say, no, that's not right. That ain't right. What was said is not right. Putting blame solely on a program and saying, oh, no, it's because the people who are controlling it are not are not white males. That's why we're going to put blame on it. All of us, I would hope to the sweet baby Jesus, that all of us are thinking independently and critically for ourselves. And we can at least, even the ones that want DEI to be destroyed, want to destroy wokeism and all that stuff, can at least look back and go, wait a second, this is wrong. This approach is wrong. That's not the right thing to say. At least I would hope. At least from the family chats that I see, majority of you guys look at that stuff and go, wow. That's wrong. That's very, very wrong. And then when you see the information, when you start hearing about how this woman and everybody else, I'm sure that was on that plane or on that aircraft, I'm sure all of them were properly vetted, highly ranked individuals. And they were white males. So again, when we hear about this stuff, throwing in this whole DEI BS, especially when it's wrapped around such a tragedy like this, it just breaks my heart. Because that's not how we lead. That's not how we fix things, by pointing blame at something else. What we should be doing is trying to figure out what actually happened here, get the black boxes, if there are any to be obtained, which of course I understand that they were able to get their hands on the black boxes and all that stuff as well. You find out what actually happened here, and then we fix the problem. So something like this never happens again, period. But this is not throwing blame at somebody because of their orientation, because of their gender, is not how we solve problems here. This is what makes problems even worse. That's when you start seeing protests out in the streets. That's when you start seeing people retaliate. This is where things get even more violent and unnecessarily gruesome out in the streets because of stuff like this, because of rhetoric like that. That is dangerous rhetoric. It really, really is. But moving on, because we got more to talk about. We got to take a little bit of a left turn, because now we got to talk about the kibbles and bits. And no, I'm not talking about the dog food or the cat food, okay? Is it cat food too? I think kibbles and bits is cat food and dog food, ain't it? Ain't it? But let's continue on, okay? Here's the ting do. All righty. Here's the ting. We had the Grammys on Sunday. I was watching it. I think all of us watched it, right? It's just dogs. Kibbles and bits is just for dogs. Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay. Now, here's the thing. We saw the Grammys. You saw the Grammys. I saw the Grammys. I think all of us saw the Grammys. Okay? And something happened. Something really happened here that I did not expect at all. Kanye, yep, we're getting into it. Kanye West and his wife did some crazy-ish. And here's the thing. One thing I'm still trying to understand, because there's certain outlets that are saying one thing, other outlets are saying another, which is after they pulled this kind of stunt where her naughty bits were out here. I mean, she must have been super cold. Real talk. I don't care if it's in LA. She must have been cold. All right. Because she was wearing nothing. Let's be real. She did not have that wasn't even, she had like pantyhose on. Like, as a dress. Like it was bad. All right. And of course, there's been other types of, appearances on red carpets that are nowhere near like that. That was like, you know what I'm saying? That was just everything. Ta-da! You know what I mean? Leaving no room for imagination. They kicked imagination right out the room. They say, bye. This is it. This is all it is. It's like, okay, she does not have one tattoo on her body. Yes, that's how bad it was. All right? The whole world could go identify her at the morgue at this point now. Okay? That's how in her birthday suit she was. But here's the thing. There was rumor, or at least things being reported, that they were kicked out of the Grammys. I'm assuming because of what she was wearing. But in actuality, she didn't get kicked out, according to Kanye. Kanye saying that whole thing is a BS lie. It's not true. He never was kicked out. All I can think about, all I can sit here and think about is the doggone kids. That's all I'm going to say. You got the red carpet. There are people out there. And I'm not sitting here saying that there's 12-year-olds at the red carpet staring at the red carpet, but God only knows. God only knows what they're, who and what kind of bystanders, what kind of fans are out there watching the red carpet situation. You got kids. Let's not forget this too. This was on a major television network as well. Not saying their appearance, but the possibility of her just sitting in the crowd out there like that. Imagine the camera trying to swoop by while Trevor Noah's like, okay, we're down here, next to all these celebrities. We have Beyonce. Beyonce's in the house. Give it up for her. You know what I mean? And then the camera swoops around, and then you just see kibbles and bits. You know what I'm saying? They can't edit that out during the live. They can't edit that stuff out. All you can do is hope or make Trevor Noah stay as far away from them as possible. So they're just like a little blip in the background. But you got to understand that the amount of BS that they would have to go through to fix and get away from seeing her. Because you know for a fact she ain't wearing that fur coat in that doggone event. She gonna be out. Like I said, kibbles and bits just spilling out everywhere. Ain't nobody. What are they gonna do? Now, again, I've said before, they've done this in the past. Okay, Kate Moss, Rihanna, Rose McGowan with Marilyn Manson. I mean, we've seen it before. Okay, but at the same time, never to this extreme. Never to this. She's literally just in her birthday suit. Real talk. The bacon and eggs. Okay, her bacon and eggs. All right. But like I said, I mean, who does this? And I know everybody's been saying this a lot too, and I agree. It's like, Bianca, blink twice if you're in trouble. Blink twice if you're in trouble, because something about this is not right. I don't know about y'all, but something ain't right about this. This is not good. And here's the other thing too. It's not like he's out there, with his, you know what I mean? Hanging out with his just weed whacker, just all hanging out and stuff. He's fully clothed. And then it's like he turns around and he's like, yeah, do that thing. All she has on is a fur doggone coat. And that be it. The most shocking thing, no, is not Beyonce winning Album of the Year or getting Best Country Record of the Year. It's Bianca showing up and showing off her kibbles and bits. Man, oh man, what a world do we live in? Okay, what a world that we live in. But again, they didn't get kicked out. And look, as you can see here, and I gotta take this off because it's kind of risque. Okay, but they're saying her showing herself off in her birthday suit is not going to she's not going to see any fines, or they're not going to get in any type of trouble at all, which is wild to me. So Bianca basically showed up in her birthday suit. We got to use these code words, okay? To the Grammys, and there won't be any consequences. But no one at the event raised an issue with Kanye West's wife. No one. This ain't a strip club, y'all. Like I said, she is out. You're telling me she's proud of this? Really? Like, real talk. You tell me she you really mean to tell me she's proud of this moment? This is her best moment in life? Really? And then, the other part of me thinks like, Kanye, what would your mama say? Real talk. What would your mama say about this? I've been worried. Like, here it is. Kanye is not my best friend or anything like that. But, there's a part of me that every time that he comes into the headlines and all that, there's always a moment where I'm like, man, I worry about that dude. I worry about him, and I worry about her too, especially now. This is not good. I'm sorry. It's not good. We've already seen how they are and how she's displayed out here. But on some real stuff, this is not good. And this is not the type of press that you want out here. Ain't nobody running around going, ooh, I want to buy his new album because Bianca was in her, barely in, she had nothing on. She literally had it's like she's wearing a sheer doily. Okay? Ain't even a doily. It's less than a doily. It's less than fishnet. Like I said, it's pantyhose that she's wearing. And she ain't even at a strip club. So sources connected to the event tell TMZ that AEG officials and the Recording Academy had security on site when Bianca and Kanye showed up and turned heads, but no one made any formal complaints about her display, about her in her birthday suit. LAPD tells TMZ the Grammys are a private event and no one from the awards show has contacted police or with any complaints about how Bianca was dressed. Well, that might change now. I mean, now that it's out here, there might be somebody going, well, now that you mention it, I'm offended that this woman wasn't even in her skivvies. She wasn't even in her skivvies, man. Like I said, everything out for the whole world to see. You realize how much body makeup that is? That's a whole lot of body makeup. But anyway, moving on. Okay, because you got to do a lot of coverage. Make sure she looks impeccable from head all the way down to toe. The only thing that she was wearing that was clothing was her high heels. Real talk. And maybe the fake eyelashes. And that's about it. Okay? But moving on, Kanye was an invited guest and we're told made it clear to organizers beforehand that he wanted to walk the red carpet. But our sources say organizers were definitely caught off guard by Bianca's see-through. It wasn't a dress. It wasn't a dress, man. It wasn't a dress because they had no idea what she was going to be wearing. But here's the thing. The only argument I have about that is this. It's Kanye West and Bianca Censori. You already know that it's going to be uncensored with Censori. See what I did there? I'm proud of myself on that one. That was off the dome. But anyway, it's Kanye West and Bianca Censori. You know what I'm saying? So you know for a fact she's going to show up without barely anything on. You should know the protocol. It's been the same theme since day one of them bumping uglies together. Let's keep it a bean. Why should we all be so surprised? Let's not act like we're surprised when we already know what was expected to have happened. Okay? So Bianca's birthday suit look is getting tons of attention online and in the media. For many, it's the lasting image from the event. But we're told her actual appearance at the Grammys was over in an instant. Too fast, it seems, for anyone to clutch their pearls and make a formal complaint. So, one thing is for sure. A lot of people are wondering, did they get kicked out? Were they escorted out because of how she was dressed? Or did they go, or did he say, I'm not going to the Grammys, F that, but I still want to show her off. I still want to make an appearance, and I already know this is going to turn heads. Because Bianca looks this way, and because Bianca looks this way. Let's be real. And then, of course, it'll get my name out in the headlines all over again, and I'll be able to do my thing. And then that's the thing, too. Like, yeah, she loves the attention. I mean, obviously she does. But at some point, she's going to look back and go, man, that. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Drugs be drugging, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe she will never have any regrets on that. But I'm saying right now, that's not good. And, and then at the same time, depending on how you look at it, this could be spun in a way where it's like, hey, This could be spun in a way to make it seem like, oh, he made her do that. But what if it was her the entire time? No, I want to wear this. I want to rock this. I don't mind it. I know what it's going to do for my career. I already know what it's going to do for my name out here in these streets. That could be also that too. Let me see this. I got a comment here that I saw. It is Adriana. It was see-through Pascal. We see it all the time. This one we just a little more see-through. Laughy face. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to that, right? Yes, of course it's see-through, but it wasn't even see-through. I mean, it literally was like she might as well not have. There's a way of wearing something that's see-through, where it's just like you can kind of see a little bit, right? And then there's just she basically was wearing nothing. Okay, now don't get me wrong. Yes, I've seen it at all kinds of places. Shoot, I've even walked into a Walmart and seen things like this. But do I enjoy that? No. Is it the place or the time for that kind of stuff? No. That's for another time or for a whole other place. And it's definitely not the red carpet. You got to remember, like I said, red carpet, there could be fans on the outside of it. There could be kids watching, you know what I mean, and checking this stuff out. All I'm saying is that this is not the time or the place to be rocking that kind of stuff. It's happened in the past, and I would say the same thing on those outfits as well. The Rose McGowan one is just like she's basically naked too. That is not good, okay? It's not good. And that's just me. I think that there's a place, a time for place, a time and a place for those kinds of things. If she wanted to walk into a club wearing that kind of stuff, hey, it's on you. Do you, boo-boo, do you. But when you're full on stark, just sans everything, no, I don't think that's the right place to do those things. I'm thinking about the kids, y'all. Okay, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about the potential of people seeing that and certain people seeing that. And I don't think that's good. I'm not trying to stop. I'm not trying to censor Sensori. If she wants to wear those things at a club or at a private event type of thing, that's one thing, But when you're walking into, because she's been stopped at certain shopping centers and stuff like that because she's wearing barely anything, things that are more see-through, if that less see-through, I'm sorry, and she's getting stopped. So again, I say it's just no. You read the room a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then also at the same time, let's be real. You got also cameras, not only just the cameras, the photographers, but you also have networks filming you too. Like I said, it's a recipe for disaster, in my personal opinion. Okay. It's a recipe for disaster. And again, if that's what she loves to do and they found each other and they're perfect for each other, great. But it's, again, a time and place for everything. And I think that there needs to be I think that people need to act accordingly. Buddy Love, I'm so does she fly Spirit Airlines? But I'm telling you right now, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. I've seen things at a Walmart. I've even seen it at a Target. Okay. And you're just like, wow, that is intense. I did not expect to walk in here for eggs and milk, and now I'm just seeing just booty holes. Okay. Sometimes you don't want to, you're like, hey, I did not want to see that while I'm trying to go grab some peanut butter and jam. You know what I'm saying? So again, time and place for everything. And then Totally Tara on TikTok says she looked terrified, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, some people may see it as she looked terrified. Some people may look at it and say she was doing just fine. She was just enjoying every minute of it. But that's still the question I still want to have answered, though. Outside of those questions is, did he actually get kicked out, Or like, did they actually get kicked out? Or did he say, nah, I'm only doing the red carpet specifically for this moment, and then we're going to get back in our car and we're going to kick rocks? Maybe that's what it was, but he's denying that he was kicked out. But the reports, there's been conflicting reports basically saying that he was kicked out because of what she was wearing. So I guess that still is something that remains to be seen. Okay. But we got to get into some of this, the main event, the main conversation that we are having right now. In the title you're seeing above or down below, wherever you're seeing this show right here. Okay. But we got to get into this. Okay. Diddy has been sued all over again. Yes, Diddy has been hit with another lawsuit by a male, or by a John Doe. He is alleging that he was SA'd by he was a aspiring up and coming singer, and he claims that, well, there's a lot of things that he says in here that are very much by note on what has been alleged of Diddy, alleged that it goes by note the allegations that we've heard 1,000 times before already. But I think that this is, again, this one's just a little bit more. This is just a little different in comparison to the other lawsuits that he has had. But a lot of it's very much by note, the like his same procedure. Okay, so we got to get into this. Okay, so there's a new lawsuit that accuses Diddy of applying somebody with substances and, of course, attacking this aspiring singer. And of course, we have all the details here in this specific article here. So let's take a look at this here. So Sean Diddy Combs is facing a new legal battle as an anonymous plaintiff identified as John Doe has filed a lawsuit against the hip hop mogul and his record label, Bad Boy Entertainment. The lawsuit, filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, alleges that Combs SA'd the aspiring singer in 2015 after plying him with substances at a nightclub. The accusations include claims of non-consensual sexual contact, okay, conspiracy, and threats of retaliation. The latest lawsuit adds to a growing list of allegations against Diddy, who has faced multiple legal claims in the recent months, which we already know. And there's going to be a whole lot more lawsuits coming. Apparently, there's going to be a bunch coming in the next couple weeks, by the way. So get ready, because there might be a lot of breaking news like Diddy hit again with another one, another lawsuit for Diddy over the next couple weeks. Apparently, there's a multitude, literally a litany of lawsuits coming for Diddy in the next coming weeks. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. While Combs and his legal team have strongly denied these allegations, what else is new? Welcome to the Diddler. This case raises further concerns about the culture of power and misconduct in the entertainment industry. Now, of course, before we get into this is exactly what I've been saying for the longest time, babies. For the longest times, my loved ones, I've been saying this for the longest time, that the entertainment business, the entertainment industry can be extremely jacked up. What's frustrating is you'd hope that people would, lawsuits like this, things that are being unearthed, seeing the dark underbelly of Hollywood, you'd think that they'd be able to unearth all the bad guys, get them the F out, and start fresh, start anew, right? And protect the artists that are out there, actors, artists, recording artists, etc. Protect them and not use them and then spit them out when they're done. It's funny. This makes me think. Sorry for the quick left turn, but Chapel Roan. Okay, I don't know who that artist is. Okay, only heard like one of her songs, right? Because of TikTok. You know, you scrub through TikTok 5 seconds, every 5 seconds you hear whatever's popular on the radio, right? And she won, Chapel Roan won won a Grammy, right? So as she's up there doing her acceptance speech, she dropped a serious bomb up there. And she had a very strong point where she's like, hey, there should be health insurance. There should be benefits for artists. These record labels should be taking care of their artists. And she even said, as she wrapped it up, she said, record labels, we're taking care of you, but are you taking care of us? And it was like the mic drop. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what it should be. Taking care of them like they are actual employees. Because if you really think about it, they are. These artists are employees. Majority of the time, these artists are not getting money off of their record sales. Where they really make their money is when they're on tour. It's when they're out there singing their songs, selling their merch and all that stuff, which is really, really sad. But it's very, very true that there should be more protection on all artists, not only just singers and songwriters, but also the actors, filmmakers, screenwriters, etc. There should be more care for these people. And again, because there's too much greed in the world, things like this happen. People use individuals. Hollywood is corrupt without a shadow of a doubt. And I think we can all agree on that. Okay. And that there needs to be some cleaning up. Real talk. So again, just saying that's some crazy stuff that, how that just was said and, what that artist said at the Grammys. I mean, it's hard facts though, right? There needs to be a change for sure. But moving on. Okay. Says details of allegations. All right. So a promising opportunity turns into a nightmare. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. Oh, shoot. Hold on, guys. That's why I wanted to fix it. Okay. Just fixing that really quick. Didn't do a damn thing, but we're going to move on. All right. So according to the lawsuit, John Doe, was an aspiring singer in 2015 when he had the opportunity to perform at a Los Angeles nightclub. That same evening, Diddy and his entourage arrived at the venue distributing Ciroc vodka, a brand closely associated with Diddy. Okay. And he was giving this out to patrons, right? We already know about Ciroc and his connections with Ciroc and all that. Okay. A member of Diddy's team allegedly approached John Doe and informed him that he performed well. That if he performed well, there might be an opportunity to sign with Bad Boy Entertainment, the influential record label that helped launch the careers of people like Notorious B.I.G., Mace, Mary J. Blige, and many, many others. Okay, we all know about who and what Bad Boy Records is and who Diddy is, right? So let's move on. So, excited by the potential opportunity, John Doe continued his performance, unaware that night would turn dark. So, a mysterious drink and blackout moments. This is where it starts to sound very familiar. So, after completing his set, John Doe claims he was invited to join Diddy and other well-known artists in a private section of the club. He alleges that he witnessed them openly using substances. At some point during the night, he says Diddy sent him a drink. Shortly after consuming it, John Doe began to feel disoriented, experiencing blackouts and moments of semi-consciousness. In his lawsuit, he states that he vaguely recalls witnessing Diddy engaging in group activities of the spicy kind, but was unable to process his surroundings due to the effects of the drink. So the alleged SA and escape. John Doe further alleges that he later regained partial consciousness to find Diddy touching him inappropriately. He claims that at one point, he realized that Diddy was allegedly performing top on him. Let's just say that. Overwhelmed with confusion and fear, he attempted to resist. According to the lawsuit, Diddy responded with threats, warning that he had the power to ruin John Doe's budding career. So, despite his vulnerable state, John Doe says he managed to escape by pretending he needed to use the restroom. He alleges that before he left, Diddy suggested that he engage in this spicy activity with a woman who is present in the private section. So this all went down real quick, in a private area, in the VIP area of this club, after this singer performed at that specific club. Okay, so legal claims in response from Diddy's team. So John Doe is suing Sean Combs and Bad Boy Records or Bad Boy Entertainment on multiple charges, including sexual battery, conspiracy, intentional infliction of emotional distress. All right, Diddy's legal team, we already know what he's going to say. His legal team is going to say why? Because they literally have printed out a rubber stamp and they just stamp. I just think that they have things off to the side that they just copy and paste at this point because of all the lawsuits. All right. But they are denying these allegations, which is not surprising. Okay. Calling the lawsuit a publicity stunt. So in a statement to TMZ, his representative said, let's just follow the bouncing ball, shall we? Mr. Combs cannot respond to every new publicity stunt, even in response to claims that are facially ridiculous and demonstrably false. Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts and the integrity of the judicial process. In court, the truth will prevail that Mr. Combs never essayed or teed anyone, man or woman, adult or little. And of course, we got to use all these code words because it's just annoying as all get out. All right. But again, Diddy is being accused once again of plying somebody, an aspiring singer with substances, SAing them, then threatening to destroy their career before it even started if they were to go and run and tell the police. Hey, you go and run, tell that, your career's over. Ain't that crazy? And what's wild is if these allegations are to be true, this is happening when it's happening at a club, in the VIP section of a club. You understand that, right? He's having his own little party somewhere else at the club. This particular singer is singing, doing his thing, doing all his stuff, oohing and ahhing. Diddy likes it, says, come on over here, gives him a drink, says, hey, I can make your career, I can make you a star. Drink this. Starts drinking it, starts to succumb to whatever substance that's in the drink. Then when he finally wakes up or is in and out of consciousness, he sees Diddy on him. Boom. Then guy is trying to get away. Diddy's trying to get him to go and have relations with a woman that's in this group session. Okay. He refuses to do it. So then the guy says, they say, you say anything, you don't do what I ask you to do, you'll be nobody. So again, if there really was, because you got to remember, these are all allegations, these are all accusations. If there really was a VIP type of thing that going on, hopefully he's got footage. Hopefully that club has footage. Think about it. You really think that these clubs in 2015, they had security cams. So you hope that footage would still be in the possession of either the owner of that club or it in the victim's possession, because that would be smoking gun evidence right there without thinking twice, y'all. Without thinking twice. So again, that's some scary stuff. And of course, this is not the only allegations that he's seen where he's done a crime, allegedly done a crime, while an event is going on. Let's not forget the whole stampede that happened, that tragedy that happened in New York at that basketball charity event. Allegedly, he attacked a woman there too. At least that's what is being said in these lawsuits, that she was viciously attacked in the locker room where this stampede ended up happening a few moments later. So again, if any of this is true, you'd hope that he's got proof of said crimes. But again, let's not forget, he's not the only one. He's not the only John Doe. He's not the only Jane Doe that has stepped forward and said, hey, he threatened my career. He threatened to destroy my career. It's not the first time. And I'm sure it won't be the last lawsuit that we hear about this as well. Let me get some of these super chats here as well, because I know it's a bunch from other topics I just talked about. Bella, thank you so much for gifting one membership. Before we continue on, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the family, the new member. Again, please pay it forward. Open the door for somebody. Do something positive. All right. It's all about spreading positivity as much as we can. Bella just started that by giving you that little bit of positivity by gifting you a membership. She didn't have to do that. So again, please just, do something kind. All right. Especially with nowadays in this climate, things are getting crazy out here in these streets. So we can all take a little bit more positivity right now more than ever. All right. Buddy, thank you so much for the love. Shame on you for not expecting that from Miss Ye. Yeah, come on, Pascal. No. I mean, I knew that was happening. No, I didn't know that was going to happen. I knew that that's their MO, right? It is just being scantily clad, or not scantily clad, just being stark, just out there, kibbles and bits, just all spilling out. I mean, that's just some crazy stuff in my personal opinion. That's absolutely crazy. But is it off brand? No, it's absolutely not off brand. But again, time and place for everything, because she could have still turned heads and made headlines by what she was wearing if she was actually wearing something. Let's not forget that. Moving on though, Carbonized, thank you so much for the look. Thank you so much for the super chat. You say, look at her eyes. They speak volumes. It does seem like she's not happy, but then at the same time, maybe she isn't happy. And then when the public or, when media asks her questions, she's like, oh no, I loved it. So she could lie too. Shoot, anything's possible, but she's been doing this forever. So she should just be comfortable, right? Moving on. Buddy Love, thank you so much. Bianca won't get fined because she's wearing cloth. Even though it's see-through, it's still cloth, which identifies as a dress. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Grateful. Thank you so much for the love. Could it be that Ye can't stand that Diddy's in the news more than him? So he took things up a notch. He's trying to keep his name alive, good or bad. I mean, you ain't wrong. We do live in a world where there's no such thing as bad press. So maybe that's what it is too. Maybe he just, is sitting there going like, nah, I'm going to let you finish. But Bianca got the best body, and I got to show that to you, y'all. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Something just doesn't feel right. Something just don't feel right. Moving on. Peachy, thank you so much. Fundraiser for clothes for the poor lady. Yeah, she needs some clothes. I mean, shoot, it's not like they're in dire need of cash. And if they are, there's a Goodwill right down the street. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of thrift stores. Buy a lot for under $50. You can get a lot of clothes for under $50. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Crazy. But Kimberly, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Hey, Pascal and fam. It's been a while. Happy to catch a live. I've been busy and deeply lost in the current fashion Diddy world. Just wanted to say hi. Yeah, it's been a couple months. It definitely has been a wild couple months. Let's be real. Kimberly, thank you so much. And Nikki, thank you so much for gifting 6 altogether memberships. Welcome to the family, all 6 of you guys. Like I said, just pay it forward, okay? Positivity, spread it, do something kind. And Rook, what up, mine? Thank you so much for being a member for the past over a year now. Thank you. What's up, Pascal and family? What up, though? What up, Rook? Hope you're doing well, man. Hopefully today is treating you well. Hopefully everybody is having a good day today. But we got some more things we got to talk about. And it's in the world of Diddy, okay? Because there are some new things going on. Hold on. Where the heck is it? First and foremost, I do want to make this abundantly clear. A lawyer is saying more than 10 lawsuits are coming for Diddy in the coming days. Yes! 10 more lawsuits are coming in the next couple of days. So like I said, get ready, drink plenty of Red Bull and coffees because it's going to be a long couple weeks because there's going to be a more stuff coming out the gate, left and right with Diddy. More and more lawsuits. Remember, Tony Busby has been out here saying that there's going to be more lawsuits, over 120 coming just from his team. Let's not forget that. I haven't. And he hasn't even hit. I'm going to say it anyway. Right now, it's just the tip. Okay? Right now, it's just the tip. So, you already know that we haven't even seen in the iceberg analogy, we haven't even seen the 90% mass that's under the water right now. Okay? It is absolutely insane right now. Real talk. Okay? Okay. So again, pretty terrible stuff. Again, it's coming. Sorry, but it is. Okay? A lot is happening, and he in trouble. Somebody said he did. Yeah, he's cooked. We've already said this. Stick a fork in him. He's already done. He's done. Done. He's done. Okay? Done. Yeah, him done. Him done. Okay? 10 more lawsuits in the coming days. Let's take a look at this. And this is from the BBC. More than 10 lawsuits expected against Diddy in the coming days, lawyer says. BBC. Okay? BBC One. Moving on. Imprisoned rapper Diddy is expected to face more than 10 new civil lawsuits in the coming days. And guess who it's coming from? This announcement came from Tony Busby. Okay? As he filed another legal case in New York on behalf of an unnamed male who claims he was essayed by Diddy in 2025. The lawsuit we just talked about, okay? The lawsuit states the accuser, he is a 23-year-old man, was performing at an event. Hold up. Somebody do that math really quick. That's 8 years. Right? If he was 23 at the time, see, that's one thing I'm kind of curious about because I don't have the lawsuit paperwork. All right. I don't have the lawsuit. So I'm curious as to, was the lawsuit, did the crime happen when he was actually 23 years old? Or did the crime happen when he was around 14, 15. You see what I'm saying? So that's one piece that I'm still trying to understand as well. Just really quick, because I'm like, whoa, I kind of skirted like, okay. Yeah, the BBC One, BBC Two. Yeah, that literally popped in my, I don't know why it popped in my head. I'm so sorry. Okay. No one wants to remember that, baby. But moving on. 23-year-old man. So they say maybe he was 23 years old when this happened. So that could possibly be it too. He was performing at the event. Of course, he was that Combs was attending. And of course, he was invited into the room. All that stuff happened, right? And we already know that he's facing all kinds of lawsuits. Mr. Busby, who is based out of Texas, has played a key role in numerous cases against Diddy over the past year, including one that also names Jay-Z as a defendant, which we already know. And of course, Jay-Z is sitting there going, I am innocent. And then he also is like, he's in the musical Jesus Christ Superstar, basically saying, Diddy, I don't know him. Moving on, he said he plans to file more than 10 lawsuits in the next 7 to 10 days as a deadline approaches for the 1st of March in New York, the last day of a law that allows victims of past SA to file civil lawsuits despite an expired statute of limitations. The new lawsuit stems back to 2015 when the plaintiff secured an opportunity to perform at a nightclub in Los Angeles where Combs was in attendance. We already know about the rest of this situation here. Of course, he drank some things, some bad things happened to him. He said he had to go to the bathroom, and that's how he was able to escape. But nonetheless, 10 new lawsuits are coming within the next week or so, 7 to 10 days, coming out of Busby's law firm, taking down the diddler. Again, are we surprised by this? No, we shouldn't. But I think it's also interesting that because this part is very interesting, right? Either his lawsuit is a lawsuit that is procrastinating like a mother lover, or, and I say or very hard, or they weren't done getting everything together. Because it's interesting. They have a deadline of March 1st. You know that we only have 20 days of this year, of this month, okay, of the month of March. So they literally have, according to the recording and the live broadcast of this show, they are saying now that they have 24 days, 24 days to get all their stuff together. Real talk. To get their stuff together. To file not only just these 10 lawsuits, but the litany of lawsuits that they have coming, that they said that they have stacked up against Diddy. Remember, there's supposed to be about 120 lawsuits. He's filed, I don't even know how many so far. I lost count. But he hasn't even tapped 100. Real talk. He hasn't even tapped 100. So that is a very, very big deal in my personal opinion. So they better start getting to work. And again, like I told you, the next couple weeks is going to be a long couple weeks because there's going to be lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. I wouldn't be surprised if another one drops before the end of day today. Wait for it. There's going to be another one that drops today, another one that drops the next day. It's going to be like bang, 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 bang. It's going to be nonstop. Get ready because it's going to be absolutely knuckin' futs. And it's going to be a scramble to beat this deadline, which is March 1st. That's the last day that they can file anything within this window of opportunity that the state of New York made for people who have an expired statute of limitations. So they got to get to work like nah. And I don't know if that's procrastination or whatnot, but we're going to be reporting a lot of Diddy stuff here in the next couple weeks. Just, I'm giving you a heads up. So you're not sitting there going, why are we always talking about the diddler? Oh, I'm so tired of it. Wait. It's because it's news and more stuff is coming out. I'm not sitting here going, oh, Diddy likes water. Diddy likes to breathe air. You know what I mean? And every thumbnail is just, no, I'm not doing that to you guys. Okay. When the news be popping on this and those lawsuits do come out, we're going to talk about it. Okay. Love you. Let's move on though. Carbonize, thank you so much. Pascal, don't bring crazy frog into this. I'll try not to. Okay. I'll try not to. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. BBC One. Moving on, though, here's another piece that I thought was very interesting as well. And we got some other things going on. So, and there's something breaking right now, which we are going to talk about in just a second. Briefly, I might have to pop off and then hop back on for I got another thing I want to share that's breaking. We are going to get into that in just a minute, but I have to finish this piece here. I'll probably talk to you guys a little bit about this, hop off, start a brand new live in just a minute, but I do want to share this with you guys here too. Okay, before we get into this breaking news that's happening overseas, actually, something really devastating is happening right now as we speak. So again, I'll be back on to talk about that here very, very soon. All right. So Diddy is sweating bullets in jail. Okay, he's scared. Okay, he will do behind bars. He's worried that he'll do behind bars like the Epi. And you know who I'm talking about because you read it right there. We can't even say his mother loving name. Okay? Can't even say his mother loving name, which is ridiculous. But moving on without getting into trouble. All right. So let's move on. He has far too much dirt on far too many people. And this, we gotta look at this. This is insane. All right. So we already know he's he's a sitting duck behind bars in New York City while he's awaiting his STing trial. All right. According to sources, the mogul has been marked for his own demise, just like the accused flesh peddler Epi, because he has too much dirt on rich power players who want to silence him forever. He knows too much about too many movers and shakers and will likely be a target, so he can't spill their secrets in court. He's being monitored day and night as a high-risk inmate. But then again, so was Jay Epi. Yes. Interesting, don't you think, though? Moving on. As previously reported, Epi, he was found suspended by a sheet in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019 following his arrest for STing. The convicted PDF suspicious demise was officially deemed as a self-unaliving. Got to use these code words. It's annoying. But it sparked rumors that the sleazy financier, Tupa Shake, that's a new one for me, was rubbed out on orders of deep-pocketed pals who partook of his alleged his minor S ring. Okay. So, of course, Diddy was arrested in September. We already know about this and all about his freak offs. He's denying all these charges against him, which is not a surprise. All right. Since being collared, Diddy has been held at the MDC, Brooklyn's MDC, Metropolitan Detention Center, a facility that has been described as hell on earth. The source revealed the hitmaker is in, quote unquote, virtually the same situation as Epi, explaining Diddy's party pals are just as rich and many are famous. A lot of people would be happy if he never testified. I gotta hit the button one more time. Yes. Meanwhile, sources said at least one nemesis of Combs is thrilled to see him in a cage where he can easily be cornered. So again, He is allegedly very, very nervous and scared to be locked up behind bars because he believes he might be taken out. And I know there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, and a lot of rumors, even tinfoil hat stuff, where people have thought that Epi didn't do it to himself, that he was taken off this earth against his own will. And a lot of people believe that because, again, he was a very powerful person. He had a lot of powerful people on his island and then some. And then, of course, let's not forget, he gets arrested. He has the power then. He has leverage. Hey, I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to tell you all. F it. Here's the truth on what actually happened. As long as I can get out of jail earlier, you can soften my sentencing, so on and so forth. Imagine all those powerful people that are just as powerful, if not more powerful than Diddy, sitting here concerned about things that he knows. He knows where all the bodies are buried in regards to all those people too. Again, if I was Diddy, I'd be worried about this too. But by the way, I would never be Diddy because that's disgusting. But at the same time, I'd be worried about it too. I'd be worried about my life. And I'm telling you right now, wasn't Epi at the MDC as well? And that's where he lost his life as well? Where he crossed over, for lack of a better term? And at the same jail that Epi was at? I think it was. So like I said, something very, very interesting. And again, I keep wondering, maybe this is the reason why he had sudden knee pain, and the knee pain was so bad. How bad was it that he had to leave the jail to go to a hospital? Why? Very, very interesting, to say the least. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, I'd be worried too. And it doesn't matter because, like what they said about Epi, there was 24-hour surveillance on Epi. And you're telling me that this guard suddenly just went to go take a leak, came back, and he was gone? I don't know about that, guys. Something just this is not right. Something's not right, in my personal opinion. Okay? So again, I can see why he'd be worried. And worried he should be. Now, I just caught wind about something that I may have to hop back on, and give you guys this information as well. Come on, where's it at? Here we go. So this is something terrible, and I might have to hop off and come back on. And let me just say this too before we get into this breaking news, because this is breaking news. This is happening out in Sweden right now as we speak. So I may have to hop back on to give you guys this and cover this story by itself. But there has been a tragedy, a mass tragedy at a high school, or at a school, I'm sorry, or at a education center. Okay. I'm going to butcher these names because I'm not from Sweden. I'm not Swedish, if you cannot tell. Okay. But 10 people have lost their lives after an attack at an education center in Örebro. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Örebro. Okay. Say police. There are some latest updates. Another tragedy that's happening in Sweden right now as we speak. So let me share a little bit of this info, and I might have to hop off and hop back on to give you guys this so it can be more of a standalone piece of information. Okay. But I'm going to roll back a little bit further back. So we get a little bit of information here. So they say around 10 people have lost their lives, say police. So they have said about 10 people have been unalived in this tragedy. Police are in Örebro, and again, if I'm mispronouncing it, and if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, I apologize. This is the first time I've ever read the name of this city or town, okay, where this tragedy is taking place. Okay, they're saying that there's going to be a press conference at 6 p.m. local time. I don't know what time it is in I don't know what time it is in Sweden or in Örebro right now. I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay. Um, but again, this school, this is terrible. Somebody else just said in the chat. Hold on, let me get this. Oh, I got it right. Okay, cool. Örebro. Cool. Look at me. Look at me. Where the hell did it go? It is what it is. Said, yes, it's an adult school, so maybe it's a kind of like a community college of some sort. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just you know, popping off what I got off the dome and assuming. We'll get more information here in just a little bit. Okay, as we've just reported. Okay, so hold on. Let me move back a little bit. Okay, police said in a statement that they had opened an investigation in an attempted unaliving, arson, and an aggravated weapons offense. A spokesperson told a news conference, and officials were met with smoke when they entered the scene of the crime. When it comes to saying anything more about the perpetrator, it is very early. The operation is ongoing, and that will undoubtedly become clearer. But we are working very intensely right now, and this is what the local police chief said in a comment. So moving back on, so as we've just reported, this particular police district chief has confirmed that around 10 people have lost their lives following this particular attack. It is not yet clear why the number given is only approximate, but local media quote Forrest as saying that the police are still in the process of identifying the perished. Okay, the departed. Okay, no details of any victims have yet been provided. Forrest tells the press conference that police believe the perpetrator is among the deceased. All right. So he adds that this monster is believed to have acted alone, but does not rule out the possibility that he had accomplices. He also says the motive for this unaliving is yet unknown. Press conference already has just ended. Okay. Moving on. We've just been listening to the press conference delivered by the district chief police, okay, of Örebro. He confirmed that around 10 people were unalived in the attack and that he couldn't yet be more exact because, quote unquote, the extent of the incident is so large. He added that officers were still in the process of identifying the deceased. Police said earlier that none of the people hospitalized in the attack were children. Still devastating, but good news at the same time. Does that make sense? But moving on, although that stage, the total number of people injured was lowered than it is. It was lower than it is now. Okay, or let's see. The attack occurred at an adult education center. Forrest said the man believed to have carried out the attack is among. Okay, we already know about that. And they don't know what if there was any connection to any type of Terry's, for lack of a better term, because we got to use these code words. 4 people were operated on after being admitted to the Örebro University Hospital following the attack. According to Reuters, hospital spokesperson said 5 patients had been admitted, 1 with light injuries and 4 with who required surgery. Man, 5 patients have been admitted. Okay. Of the 4, 2 were out of surgery and stable, while another had serious injuries. Fingers crossed for that. Saw people dragging injured out, says a teacher. This teacher at this school, her name is Maria Pagato, has described someone throwing open the door at her classroom just after the lunch break and shouting that everyone had to get out. I took all my 15 students out into the hallway and we started running. Okay, that's what she said by phone. Then I heard 2 shots, but we made it out. We were close to the school. We were close to the school entrance. I saw people dragging injured out first one, then the other, I realized it was very serious. So again, let's see. Yeah. So far, 10 unalived in this horrifying situation. But again, I may have to hop off and bring this back up, and share this with y'all, because I am kind of curious as to getting some more details and seeing what the heck is going on. But there was a mass tragedy. There was a mass tragedy in Sweden. Which is absolutely terrible. But again, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see what kind of stuff I can find talking about this. Okay. But still, the fact that this is something that actually happened in Sweden now is absolutely devastating and horrifying. And it's happening in real time as we speak in Sweden. So my heart goes out to the people to the families and the loved ones that have lost people, and those who are healing from their injuries. Hope that they are heal quickly. And I'm hoping that the town of Orebro will be able to bounce back and be better after this. But still, the very devastating information, very devastating news coming out of Sweden right now as we speak. But guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really, really means a lot. Again, hit the like button. I didn't get a chance to ask that, but if you can, hit the like button. If you like the mix of news other than just the one topic for the day type of thing, like I said, I'm slowly but surely starting to trickle that into the show more often. So please, hit the like button down below. That would really mean the world to me. Okay. Definitely prayers to Sweden, prayers to the people out there. Real talk. It's devastating and scary all at the same time. All right. But hit that like button down below, please. And thank you. Don't forget to do that. Of course, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, follow here. If you're watching on the TikTok, follow, please. And thank you. We're out here. We're doing whatever we can to make some things happen, especially on both platforms. So show some love. Hit that follow button over there. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button here. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there as well. All right. Check out that my membership. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com. All right. We got some really great stuff over there. PascalMerch.com. All right, guys. But anyways, time to get going. I will be talking to you guys very, very soon. Stay safe out there, and prayers to Sweden. Real talk. Prayers to Orebro, Sweden right now. May they heal, and may they continue to stay safe. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk very soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.